Hey, y'all just told him, hey, look, bro, you got a big fight coming up. Your fans are expecting to see a lot of, man, you better pick your flag up, man. Pick your flag up. Hey, look.
Devastating the flag, brother.
Hey, look, got a big fight coming up. What can fans expect when they see you face off against Ryan Garcia? Some people say it's your right hand versus left hook.
Y'all gonna have to just tune in and see. No,
After a surprisingly quiet build-up, Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero are now delivering the intensity and trash talk boxing fans have been craving. Their recent Instagram live confrontation saw both fighters exchanging heated words and vowing to punish each other come fight night. With a rivalry spanning 8 years, the two are finally set to settle the score in the ring. One thing the boxing community can't stop buzzing about, especially given the history between these two, is the infamous sparring session that continues to fuel speculation and hype.
You want that?
I shall see.
You shall see.
I shall see.
Yeah? What do you make of him skipping the Haney fight for a fight like this?
No opinion on that. On that either.
So what happens in a fight between you guys? How do you beat Ryan?
One of the key goals of this fight is to determine whether the infamous sparring session still reflects the current reality of both fighters, or if it was simply an amateur experience that no longer holds relevance, especially for Ryan Garcia, who is coming off a controversial suspension involving performance-enhancing drugs. Garcia is determined to put all talk of that sparring session to rest once and for all, as he's been bombarded with questions from reporters and bold claims from fans about what really happened during those rounds.
You know, you do your rolling thing.
What is there to say?
Tell me.
What is there to say? The fights are ready. At the end of it, I'm a personality. I'm a star. Ryan's a star. There's nothing we don't need to do any of that.
How's it working with Turkey LSC and all these different promoters on his card? Fighting.
Ryan Garcia knows that to finally bury the sparring session talk, he'll have to bury Rolly Romero in the ring, something he made clear during a fiery Instagram live session, where he personally called Rolly out. Of the two, Ryan is the bigger social media star, known for his YouTube content, collaborations, Twitter X Spaces, and massive Instagram following. During the live stream, fans flooded the chat asking him to bring Rolly on the call, and although he was hesitant at first, he eventually gave in. And trust me, the exchange was far more explosive and entertaining than any of their press conferences, so far. To be fair, their press conferences have been unusually calm and composed, leading many fans to think the rivalry had fizzled out before the fight even happened.
Okay. Man, you good at selling the fight. Why you been so quiet and more reserved on this one? Usually hype or usually talk and sell the fight.
Had this exact fight happened 3 years ago, the press conference would have seen tables turn, tongues roll, and microphones burn. But instead, it took Teofimo Lopez stepping in as the unofficial master of ceremonies to add some spice to the event. During the Instagram live call, Rolly Romero didn't hold back, ranting about how he had already humbled Ryan Garcia in the past, and that his only task now was to repeat history. However, talk of the sparring session clearly struck a nerve with Ryan, who fired back with a bold promise. I promise to end you and end every noise about the nonsense sparring session in that ring. King Rai is set to face Romero on May 2nd in Times Square, New York, marking his return to the sport after serving a 1-year suspension. All right, let's go, guys.
All right, let's go, guys. New thing, fighting in Times Square, right?
Yeah, Times Square is all new. That's never been done. And it's crazy, man. Just, I mean, how many people can even be over there?
How are they going to do that for us to tickets? Anybody told you how they're going to do the tickets yet?
It's doing free events and programs.
So you just walk them out and get a stop and just get the ticket. All right. Now, after you beat the hell out of Ryan Garcia, what's next for you?
The 26-year-old Ryan Garcia was handed a boxing ban by the New York State Athletic Commission after failing 2 separate drug tests related to his April 2024 clash with Devin Haney, testing positive for the banned substance clomiphene. Initially, Garcia had his hand raised via majority decision after dropping Haney 3 times, but the result was later overturned to a no contest. He was trained by Derek James for both the grudge match with Haney and his previous knockout win over Oscar Duarte, but eventually parted ways with James to rejoin Canelo Alvarez's camp under Eddie Reynoso. Garcia had previously worked with Reynoso for 5 bouts between 2018 and 2021, and was hopeful that the Mexican boxing legend would take him under his wing for his comeback fight.
But you're gonna upset the plans now. If you beat him, you think they'll put you in there with Devin next?
No, I think Ryan will fight Devin.
Even after you beat him?
Yeah, I think Ryan will still fight Devin.
What about you versus Tio?
Yeah, I have no interest in any of that stuff right now. The only thing I want to do is Ryan Garcia.
Okay. Now you are at 147 now, right? Are you gonna stay there? All right. What
I
you
was
think?
killing myself to make me feel.
Really?
Reynoso and Garcia worked together for a few weeks before the American officially started his camp. But with Canelo's undisputed super middleweight bout against William Skull scheduled for just 1 day after the Romero fight in Saudi Arabia, the full link-up had to be put on hold. "How can I take you through the whole camp, so I had to dip," Garcia quipped, insisting it was simply due to circumstances. Initially, he announced that his training team would include his father Henry, Garcia, his brother Sean Garcia, and strength and conditioning coach Justin Fortune. However, Garcia later took to X, formerly Twitter, to reveal a change, writing, "Major announcement, working with Derek James this camp, and it's been going great. Let's go on May 2nd, Fatal Fury." James is widely regarded as one of boxing's top trainers, having previously led Errol Spence to 3-belt status at welterweight and Jermell Charlo to undisputed champion at super welterweight.
I got really big legs. 3 of them to be exact.
Now who's training you for this fight? Last time I saw you,
Ismail Fowler.
yeah, so we trained at your gym when we were getting ready
Yeah,
for
of
this fight.
course. I know. I saw Brian Spark who's time, man. He looked good. He looked great tonight. And that Puerto Rican dude, no joke, he had a bunch of knockouts.
Yeah, he did. He had a lot of knockouts. Never been down either.
Yeah.
All right, before I let you go, man, tell people what they can expect when you step in the ring, man. Come on, tell this fight for one more time.
Man, let it all be, man. Y'all see, man.
British boxing fans will best remember Derek James for his stint with 2-time heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, having overseen AJ's 2023 camps for bouts against Jermaine Franklin and Robert Helenius. Joshua was criticized for his cautious approach in both fights and eventually parted ways with James to join Ben Davison. Meanwhile, Ryan Garcia is no longer the same fighter we saw back in April when he faced Devin Haney. Initially credited with a majority decision win after scoring 3 knockdowns, Garcia's victory was later nullified and ruled a no contest by the New York State Athletic Commission due to a positive test for a banned substance. Since then, Garcia has faced several challenges, including a vandalism arrest in Beverly Hills and publicly addressing his struggles with alcohol. However, he's come out of it with a new mindset. He now understands that delivering in the ring means far more than talking trash outside of it. He's humbled, but don't confuse that for weakness, not even close. Since the Fatal Fury press conference in New York last month, the 24-1 boxer has been all about precision. Every move calculated, every step intentional. But here's the crazy part. Ever since Ryan Garcia's comeback was announced and a potential rematch with Devin Haney received the green light, assuming Haney gets past Jose Ramirez, fans have been laser-focused on that matchup. They're so caught up in the idea of Garcia versus Haney the two that they're completely overlooking the fight the Victorville native must win first. That's right. Before any rematch talk becomes reality, Garcia has to get past Rolly Romero next month. And let's be honest, that fight is far from a walk in the park. Garcia and Haney haven't fought since their controversial April 20th clash at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, a 12-round bout that ended with Garcia winning via majority decision. only for the verdict to be overturned weeks later after it was revealed he tested positive for a banned substance.
Times Square in New York City, New York. Worldwide.
The fallout from Ryan Garcia's failed drug tests included a 1-year suspension, a fine, and the forfeiture of his entire $1.2 million purse. Garcia will still need to be cleared by the New York State Athletic Commission, which will oversee the upcoming May event. Despite the in-ring result, Devin Haney retained his WBC 140-pound title because Garcia came in more than 3 pounds over the limit at the official pre-fight weigh-in. However, Haney no longer holds the belt, as he chose to vacate it rather than accept a modest payday for a mandatory title defense against Spain's Sandor Martin. Haney's upcoming fight against Jose Ramirez will be contested at the full welterweight limit, as will the potential Garcia vs. Haney rematch, assuming both fighters win their respective bouts in May. The unbeaten, Las Vegas-based Haney has already confirmed that he is finished with the junior welterweight division.
The thing with me and Ryan is, I done ended that beef long ago. Because I'll tell you guys all something.
Garcia had previously teased a potential clash with former WBA 140-pound champion Isaac Pitbull Cruz from Mexico City, but the matchup was never confirmed and didn't make much sense, as Cruz was already scheduled to face fellow Mexican Angel Fierro on February 1st in a PBC on Prime pay-per-view event at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Instead, Garcia will face the man Cruz knocked out to win that title, Las Vegas's Rolando Romero. Romero bounced back from his loss to Cruz with a 10-round unanimous decision win over Manuel Jaimes Lasep on April 14th, with both of those fights taking place at T-Mobile Arena. His only other defeat came via a 6th-round knockout to Gervonta Tank Davis, the ring's #1 lightweight, back in May 2022 at Barclays Center. With just a month to go before the massive May 2nd Times Square boxing event, Garcia's promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, is preparing for a big night. His Golden Boy Promotions has 3 fighters on the card, and if things go as planned, they could sweep the triple header. But let's be honest, De La Hoya isn't counting his wins just yet. He knows that in boxing, anything can happen.